Welcome to the campus of the University of Alabama in Tuscaloosa and to Rhodes Softball Stadium. Second of our two games today. The home team, the number 15 national seed Alabama Crimson Tide, getting ready to take on Jackson State. The SWAC champions, Bama, getting ready to go. And we welcome you to the first round of the 2025 NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One.
Gibson and her play at the plate, he said she is not afraid to drop a drag bunt right in the defense's face.
0-2 pitch, and she is gone on 3 pitches. Great start for Winstead.
And being able to get...
Another capacity crowd, it looks like here, and 2 batters, 2 Ks for Winstead. Swinger on this team and was the hitter of the year in the SWAC. Popped it up and almost a collision there between the shortstop Hawkins and Vandergriff coming in from center. A visor was lost, but everybody's okay.
Good job by Jace Jackson to put the bat on the ball for the first.
19, went on to have a great career here.
Yeah, she was pretty good.
Yeah, a little memorable. Vandergriff over the second baseman, Barney, and I mean, it's not an exaggeration to say that's a big out, right? Even Johnson, the left fielder, she got quite a bit of that, running all the way and rounding first. Good job by Gabrielle Willis, the left fielder, to get over there quickly, because it looked like Johnson.
Don't require a sign from Patrick Murphy, and Johnson's one of them.
Little off speed to get the strikeout. Johnson stole second, but Evelyn, another dangerous hitter, goes. Wind blowing out towards left field, and Giles works the 2-out walk to set up Hawkins.
So important to be disciplined.
Morris ahead 0-2, lifted into right field, but Gibson showing that speed, grabs it to end the threat, and Strand 2 scoreless after 1. Scored 20-0 in that regional, handled by Elstad for the first out of the second.
That was a really good at-bat by Almaraz. She was
back hitter of the year, 3rd appearance in program history, and again, back-to-back. Popped up for Hevelin.
And it's so important to be able.
It's up the middle, played nicely on one hop by Hawkins to end the inning. 6 up, 6 down for the Tigers. At University of St. Thomas for a couple of years. Morris calmly backhands it and throws her out.
And we talked earlier about Morris and her journey here to
hard work, got her back onto the field. That's hit right on the screws, but right at Murillo for the out.
That's one of those hits when you're a shortstop that you kind of get back on your.
That one is skied into short left field. Willis grabs it for the 3rd out. A 1-2-3 inning for Morris. We're still scoreless after 2. Beja Allen, the DP, starting things off. We are scoreless in the 3rd inning. Alabama just 1 hit. Jackson State looking for its first hit. That's a strikeout.
Ball up in the zone is so hard to lay off of, especially with velocity. Lost a game to Tucson, then went into Clearwater where they went 1-4 against San Diego State, Liberty, Ohio State, UCLA, and Oklahoma State.
Pruitt for the 2nd out off the bat of Carlson. Belmont staff also around. Belmont will play the loser of this game. And that's a walk. And it makes the people here at Rhodes a little grumpy.
Well, I think crowd the plate, and up the middle, you've got to protect second base.
There she goes. Has to be a fast throw. It is, and they got her. Elstad with an outstanding play over at 3rd. to get perhaps the fastest person here.
And she was shocked to hear her name in the starting lineup.
Backhanded nicely by Morris, but then she threw it away. A gift. Pruitt running well as the ball gets into the corner, and there you see some of that speed we talked about. Pruitt all the way to third on the error.
Goes all the way into foul territory. A comebacker, beautiful defensive play, but then spikes it. There's not much that the first baseman Almaraz can do with that one. It's hard to keep that kind of a throw in front. And check out the speed of Pruitt all the way to third. Push us too far out of our programming windows.
1-2. Morris has gotten Vandergriff both times. This is a 400 hitter. Now the 2-2. Hit to the shortstop. Pruitt did not take off. Thought she might go on the throw, but she stayed put. 2 outs.
Well, and that's a call by...
And now Hevelin. And that is deep in the hole, no throw. Bama breaks through first.
Finding key hits in situations like that is something that is so important to grab the win. With a runner on third base and nobody else, you have to take advantage of a runner 60 feet away. Unable to do so in the next 2 batters. This ball deep in the 5-6 hole, too far away for Murillo to be able to get a throw all the way across.
Yeah, great competitor. Coach Montgomery talks about sometimes having to settle her down as she gets so fired up. Hevelin, who only has 3 stolen bases on the year, took off and grabbed it. Well out of the zone. Here comes Hawkins to hit.
Back-to-back plate appearances for Giles.
First with just a couple of stolen bases. She has Hevelin in front of her, who just stole her 4th. So that's going to get the job done. Hawkins lacing one into the gap, brings in 2. Elstad, the 7th Crimson Tide player to bat, knocked it into right field. The throw gets away from the catcher, and another run comes in.
Well, and what you've seen now is the crowd back-to-back hits, put some more runs up on the board. That's just a hard shot in the 3-4 hole. I'm impressed with the arm out there and right of Kalia Gibson bringing it in. It almost surprised the catcher, Christina Carlson. Didn't glove it up, couldn't get another out, and with the
handled by the third baseman Jackson, who ends the inning, but 4 come across the plate. The throwing error really opening the
front in the last game to their placement in the regionals, and they were a little disappointed. They anticipated that they would maybe get the 15 or 16 seed and the opportunity to host regionals.
Elstad throws out.
Speeds in the circle or make a change to keep Jackson State off balance. And there it is, beautiful changeup. I mean, when you see a hitter that is on time the way that Almaraz was in that.
4th for Winstead. Willis sends it into right field. 1 pitch, Pruitt grabs it. Jackson State gets its first hit, but still scoreless. When we come back in the 3rd inning, Abby Dukeshire, who leads things off here in the 4th, was the only one who did not hit in the last inning. Stevens, right in front of that A logo, or in the middle of it, I should say, grabs it for the...
I mean, so much speed. You can't make errors that are costly like that. You knew that they'd score 1, but multiple batters sent to the plate, taking advantage.
Drawn in infield. Pruitt with the perfect placement with the 1-out single.
Well, and that's what...
It's been on both times, and here's Vandergriff, who is 0 for 2. Struck out swinging on a curveball her last time up. Very dynamic freshman. Pruitt takes off.
Walk and an error were the only other opportunities for Alabama to get on.
Loved by Murillo, and everybody's safe because Vandegrift, there's your state champion sprinter, comes up with just one away. Vandegrift takes off, and the throw is cut off by the second baseman. So I didn't want Pruitt to score. Johnson up the middle, scores a run. She is thrown out. Vandegrift over at third. So it's now 5-0.
Just putting the ball in play on the ground. It's what Patrick Murphy asked his team to do, knowing that ball might get up the middle. The runners at second and third were both in motion, so another run comes across for Alabama.
Evelyn sends that in the left field, gets an RBI single, driving in Vandegrift.
Legs didn't get out on her front side, and with that, drove the barrel right inside that ball. Nice little base hit, scores another run for Alabama.
Evelyn gets a round of applause as she heads to the dugout, being pinch run for by Kinley Pace that Morris has given up this afternoon. And there she goes. Another stolen base. Pate comes in, takes off on the first pitch. Deep to right field. Gibson covers ground and catches it right in front of the Coach Murphy photograph on the wall. But 2 more runs come across. Time of year. Get beat up during the course of the season. Handled nicely by Dukeshire to retire Morris to start the 5th. Beautiful. Taken by Allen. First strikeout for Johnson.
We talked
to be in the mid to upper 80s through the weekend. Maybe dodging some storms here and there. Oh, pull the string, get a swinging strikeout. That was 54 miles an hour, 2 Ks in a row for Johnson.
Free passes, so Alabama's going to have to earn their way on against her. But
and
with
she starts with a hit batter, Jen.
Yeah. Well, she doesn't give up a lot of walks, but unfortunately does hit the first batter she faces here today. Change up.
So Elstad comes up. Alabama scores 2 runs in this inning. The game would be over because of the run rule, and that got away from Gonzalez and allowed Hawkins to get down to second. Well, that's been called a wild pitch. And now another free base. So Hawkins hit by a pitch and a wild pitch. Single her last time up in the 4-run 3rd inning. That one is laced towards the gap, but again, this Jackson State team with a lot of speed, but speed on the other side. Hawkins tags and scores the run number 7. Numbers certainly bear it out. That is sent into right field, but Gibson so solid over there. 2 away. From Iowa, that hit Papillo. 2-out base runner. Larissa Pruitt, the number 9 contest. Laced into center field. 2-out base hit for Pruitt. As Papillo puts it. Same thing. Just off the plate. All right, they are loaded now with 2 outs. And Coach Murphy going to send up a low, got away from the catcher, coming in from third with the game-ending run is Papillo, and the Alabama Crimson Tide win it 8-0. We'll see him tomorrow, that much-anticipated rematch with Virginia Tech. 20th straight year that Alabama has hosted a regional, and 17th straight year that they have won their opening round game as they take it by the final of 8-0.
And Brooklyn Morris had this game rolling, and when they made those pitching changes, some struggles in the circle give Alabama the walk-off wild pitch win.